This will probably be the most vulnerable that I've ever been. I don't even know if I'll even end up posting this, but I'm not a salesy person, okay? I don't know how to do that. I didn't go to school for that. And all of a sudden I'm someone that has my own business. So it's something that I do have to sell, okay? And I just don't want to have to do any of the convincing energy. Like, I just want it to be something where if someone wants it, then they want it, and that's it. And I know that I get ideas for things because collectively, because I'm a spiritual person, I know that collectively people are asking for it, or I wouldn't have gotten the idea in the first place. But I'm coming to a point with my readings that I want more. And with me doing my tarot readings, my psychic readings, I need a barrier with people sometimes. I don't know if people have noticed, but I took my Zoom readings off because been a few times that it was not an enjoyable experience for me doing a reading over Zoom. Now, I've had a lot of amazing readings on Zoom, and I wish that when I go in, I know that that's what's going to happen. But there's been times, and it's hard too, because even if I pull on someone before the reading starts, I'm pulling on their soul aspect of self. Really, but whenever their human self comes on, sometimes that human self is a little, like, certain people feel like they're taking advantage of my gift. That's just the honest truth. And it's icky, and we'll get into a situation where I feel like they don't like that I'm not telling them what they want to hear, basically. And that's why, that's why I need a barrier when it comes to my readings. And I think that that's perfectly okay for me to have that. But if I'm creating a barrier when it comes to my readings, if I'm putting up more of like a wall, just like that's why I do email readings. That's why on live, like at least on live, I'm still more in charge. Because the thing is, I channel. So I have to have the ability to just let it flow and go without any interruption. That's just how I personally do things. But if I'm doing that now, I need more. Like, I want more connection. And this has been a thing going on in the back of my head for a long time, that I want to create a spiritual community, a grounded spiritual community, because I have gone to Unity churches, okay? Good experience. I'm not saying they were bad experiences, but it's not necessarily what I wanted, okay? I got a life coaching certification. When I got that certification, we were all pretty close as a group, but we never got to go past the barrier of like past what we were talking about in our life coaching certification, right? It was hard for us to go past that barrier. But once I went through that, I was like, oh, I could maybe create a group like this that's more of like a spiritual group, okay? And there's another like place here where I live that the vibe is just like this spiritual like highness. Like, it's almost where people think they're better than other people, or like if someone's not on the same level of meditating, it's like this awkward thing. And I don't want that. Like, I want to create a space that is very like, you show up as your human self, and I can help you, and the community as a whole can help each other with navigating our human lives with the knowing that something bigger is going on. So helping you with your individual life when it comes to your connection to something bigger than yourself, but also helping the community as a whole. But this is the thing, okay? I created a Discord group, and it has about 60 people in it. No one talks in it, okay? And I do have self-awareness on that. I'm like, well, maybe it's my fault because maybe I don't talk in it as much as I should. And this is where I've had this belief for a long time. I learned it when I did a lot of free readings, okay? When something is free, people don't value it as much, okay? It's just the truth. Ram Dass always had this quote that he used to do free talks no one came to his free talks. But when he charged $1 to come into the talk, the room was filled. Okay, there's just something energetically about that. And maybe that is why. But that's why if I created something, it would be very low cost to join whatever community this is, because I don't want it to be this spiritual highness thing. Like, I don't, and that's where, listen, I'm literally just talking through this. Like, I'm kind of taking away the fourth wall here, like letting you know that this is something that's rumbling inside of me of an offer that I want to create, and I'm getting clear on it. And maybe I shouldn't let the people in that would opt in. Like, maybe I shouldn't let them know all my ideas about it and like my fears about it. But that's all that I know how to do, because I don't know how to sell. Okay. But that's what I think, is that it would have to be a low offer thing at first. And then over time, as more content was in the community, then I can make it higher over time. I do know you have to like pay your worth. Like, I do understand that, or make your prices what you're worth. I do understand that to an extent. I have things written down, and I'm going to explain, and I already have the name of it. I've had the name for literally like a year and a half. I'm serious. It's called the Soul Lounge. I call it that because in my mind, I see this as actually more of a physical space. Okay, I see it as one day being a physical space that people, it would be like half coffee, tea shop, half you can come here and meet with people. You can reserve a room if you want to have your own spiritual group. We have a spiritual community here that you can join. We have classes, we have events. That's how I see it in my head, and energetically that's what it is. But I do not have the means to do that right now. So what I do is I create it online. How it would be online would be kind of the same. Okay, there will be classes weekly. There will be a private group to communicate in. We get access to any of the courses that I've already made, or any courses that I make in the future. My intuition course, my purpose course, and I'm in the process of making a course about all healing modalities. It's not even really a course. I call it a toolkit, healing toolkit. I would use my psychic abilities, my channeling abilities for the group. So messages specifically for the group that I get downloads for just that group, I would share them. But there's a whole other layer to this that is important for me to implement, because there's a thing with things being online, and sometimes it really bothers me with things being online, because I want more of that in-person thing. And that's why I say I do imagine the Soul Lounge being something more in person. But if I'm not able to do that, then I have to create it online. And to combat the issues I have with online, I want it to also be something that I send people stuff in the mail. I want to send like a welcome letter to people when they join. And I also, and this is a name that came to me, the psychic service, where you would get specific psychic messages just for you sent to you in the mail. Now, depending on how many people actually joined, I don't know how often I would be able to do that. And that's this thing with like having to sell an offer, right? I don't know if I can tell you how many times a year that I would be able to do that. I know for sure right when you join, you'd get one. You'd get, and how I see this is like a postcard, or maybe one of those things you open. And trust me, like, I know this is going to be more work for me, but the thought of like being able to send something physical to someone that's joining a space and it not just being online, that really excites me. So I know that it's something that I would need to do. You would get it when you join. You get like a postcard welcoming you to the Soul Lounge, a message, and I would get my cards out and like get a specific message just for you, and I would write it on the postcard. Of course, it's not going to be as long as like if I did an email reading to you or a video to you, but I would try to be as like concise and thorough as exactly what you need to hear in that moment, and I would write it on your card and send it to you. I really also would like to send one to people on their birthday, just to make you feel special on your birthday. Okay. Now, if there were times to do it in between, of course I'm going to do that. It just depends on how much time I have, how many people join, all of that. Now, something else that I think would make the Soul Lounge different is that I want to showcase different people. Like, I would love to have like a member of the week or a member of the month, and we really shower that person with love, and we hold like the dreams that they have for their life or the things that they're going through. We really hold space for them. We validate them. Everything is going to be basically based off of my process of soul remembrance. But the thing is, like, this is so much bigger than me, and I don't want the whole community to be about just the things that I teach. Like, I want it to be something where we all come together with our own unique experiences and share with each other. That's why I think having like a member of the month or a member of the week, it showcases, okay, what was their spiritual journey like? What are the main takeaways that they have? And how can their unique story help us? I also just want to make people feel special. And also I want to do prayer requests. I'm trying to think of like a different word for that, because it's not really in the Christian sense, but like, whatever. The people that join will understand what I mean when I say prayer requests. And whether they're anonymous or not, I'll ask the group if they want it to be anonymous, or if the person wants it to be anonymous. But I want people to know that we're all praying for you and taking care of you. If there's something you're going through, you can send in a prayer request and we will pray for you about that. We will hold you in your highest version. And when I say everything's through the lens of like soul remembrance, I say that, and I mean that by everything will be around, the classes especially will be around healing, your connection to God, your connection to intuition, your connection to spirit, and your connection to your purpose and how you want to put your energy into the world. Those three things. And when I say soul remembrance, that's about knowing that you came into this world as this pure soul essence. As you went around in your human experience, you put on a lot of layers. You kind of have to let go of those layers, integrate them, and become a soul self instead of living from your false self. And I talk about that on my TikTok. And everything, all the classes will kind of go around that. But it's also, if the group has certain things that they want to learn about, I will do that. I'm a great teacher. Like, that is something that I know for sure. I've been a leader on any team that I've had in my life. I've been a leader on it, and I used to be a teacher. So I know how to teach. If it's something that I know, and I know myself well, if it's something I know I can't teach on, I will try to find someone to come into the group and teach on it. Now, as of right now, I want the classes to be more focused on inner child, really creative, not just sitting down doing a meditation, like creative ways to heal, non-mental ways to heal. And I would love for some of those things, some of those classes to be around a certain project. Like maybe we process through certain emotions, through a certain art activity, through a certain creative expression, and then we share it with the group. It might not, some things will be live, some things will be pre-recorded. And that's where, again, like, I'm supposed to have an offer to show you. I don't know exactly how much is going to be recorded, how much is going to be live until we kind of get into it. I know for sure I want to at least have one Zoom a month where we can all be together. And we will have that private chat group that we will be inside together. I just want to create a space where people feel validated. People don't have to feel weird for having the beliefs that they have. I'm a very grounded person. I want people to feel a very grounded spiritual experience. I want everyone's unique gifts and talents to be showcased, and I want their journey to be showcased. So like, if you don't know what your unique gifts and talents are, we as a group hold you through that journey, and we love you on the way to where you want to go. And I want everyone to feel very validated in their experience. I don't want this to be something where someone posts how they're feeling about something they're going through, and everyone's like giving solutions. You know, I want the people to know that, and maybe we'll talk about it in the group, like, if you want solutions, tell people, but if you don't and you just want love and support, then say that. I want it to be a very open and honest space for that. I want it to be from the heart, and that's why I even know that it's something that I want to create, because it is on my heart. It is from my heart. It's like this true, authentic expression for me. I want it to be low pressure. I want everyone to have like this similar vibe of people. And that's what's funny is like the people that I do readings for, everyone does kind of have a similar vibe. The people that we really connect, we have a similar vibe. It's probably because we're supposed to be in contact with each other. Everyone's core need is connection and belonging. We're all looking for that. And if I can help create that for someone, then that's it. And of course, I have fears. I do have fears and doubts that come up. I'm human, okay? I have a fear that what if people get in there and they hate it and they don't like it? What if people get in there and they don't engage in the way that I was hoping, just like with the Discord community? What if no one even joins in the first place? Of course I have those fears, but I know, especially since I started this whole thing with doing readings, I have the same feeling that I did whenever I started doing readings, that it's just I have to walk towards it. And even if it doesn't turn out the way that my human brain thinks it needs to turn out, I know I'm learning something along the way. And I know that people are collectively asking for this in some capacity, or I wouldn't have it on my heart. And I just have this thing that's how I started out this video, where it's how can I show people that this is something that you need? Or how can I show you that this is something you've been asking for? And it's I did my best, and as I understand more about the details, I will for sure explain. And I want to be as transparent and honest the whole time. And like I said, I just want it to be something where if you get it, you get it. And if you don't, if someone has feedback, or if you have ideas about something that you would want, I'm very open and receptive to that. Because again, this is your community too. And I never want to make it about me, because it's not. I know, because I'm a spiritual person. Again, if you don't already know that. I know that what the community takes on is something of its own. And I know this is bigger than me. I know this is a God thing. I'm asking God to use me as an instrument every day. And this is bigger than me. So if this is something you're interested in, or if you have any ideas, or if you have any feedback to me, let me know. If you want more of the inside info, I'm going to be doing that on my email list, and I will do it on here as well. When you first click on my website, it's the first thing that pops up to join the Soul Lounge. Okay, thank you for just listening to my brain dump. And I feel like I was kind of yelling there for a little bit. It's just because I'm excited and I'm just trying to get my point across. Okay, bye.